Hello, my name is Danny Philippou. I am the co-director and co-writer of Bring Her Back.
And I'm Michael, and I did... What did I do, Danny?
I mean, you just
co-directed.
You tagged along, really?
Yes. Sorry, guys. This won't be a very professional commentary track.
Sora
Wong.
Sora Wong, her first acting role ever. We knew we wanted to authentically portray someone that was vision impaired, and so we did a big casting call and found Sora, who was incredible. Like, you can't tell it's her first time acting. We're so proud of her.
Sally
Ann, she's so incredible and so fun. Can you tell she likes frogs from her room?
Danny VFX in other frogs. He's like, there's not enough frogs in the Sally Ann's office. Because office scenes are tough. And so, but he wanted more frogs, so he VFX. We did a pickup day, a whole pickup day of VFXing fucking frogs into the background.
I just wanted one more frog into her office. Yeah, that's a bit.
Can you spot the frog?
Can you spot the frog? Sally Hawkins!
Woo!
We love Sally to death. She's so incredible. And it was so amazing just working with the costume designer, even to find the language of, you know, her costume. And like, she's starting off with these oranges, and then slowly as the film progresses, we go down to browns. And there's a flashback towards the end of the film where she's like living back the moment where Kathy had passed away, and you see her in greens, and that's the way she was before Kathy's passing. And then, yeah, she's rotting all the way through this. All these sort of greens downstairs, and then when you go into Laura's room, you see all the rotted browns. And that's when we start to convey that part of her psyche. Oh my gosh, I love this.
This whole house
paved that pool. So like all of that tiling was not in there. It was just like one sort of light green color, and we went in there and tiled the pool. Finding the house was such a tricky thing because we wanted to find a place where the pool was at the heart of the house, where it was at event, like any room that you were in, that you could see the pool.
Jonah Wren Phillips, by the way, that's Oliver.
Yes,
he is incredible. He is awesome.
So awesome. And then we even had, because there's so much prosthetics later on in the film, we'd offered, you know, him and his parents, where it was like, we could get a different actor to start doing the prosthetics. Like, once his body starts to break down, the demon starts to break out, we could have a different actor play it, but he really wanted to do it all himself. So all the makeup and all those effects, it's all him. It's so incredible. And there's a little website that's down there on the bottom right. Somewhere she may or may not have purchased this tape from. And again, the mythology it's about, like, we've written out this big Bible like this, and like we did talk to, but I love only hinting at it and getting a feeling of it. I actually spoke to a lot of different occultists while researching the film and looking into it and building up our lore. And for some reason, like, a couple of them kept going on about birthmarks being a stain on the soul, and it's carried over from these different past traumas and these different past lives. So I remember that being like a recurring thing of a couple of the people that I spoke to. I find birthmarks quite beautiful, actually. Michael's got one on his leg.
I don't know what you're saying.
Why are you embarrassed?
Find my leg beautiful? There was a scene that got cut of them after this, before this hit them passed out, of them ding-dong dashing the neighbours.
Which is like when you run up to a house and you bang on it and then you sort of run away.
Ding-dong dash, ding-dong ditch. I think, yeah, and so we did it, like, there was a scene where they, like, drunkenly do that, and then Andy's driving, and he, like, drives and he runs over bins and things like that. But pacing-wise and thematically, it didn't really work.
No, it did work. No, it was fine thematically. It was the pacing of, like, this thing where it was like, we reached such a high, and then to keep it going, it just felt like, come on.
Well, yeah.
And then, but what we did in rehearsals, because...
No.
Well, you don't want to say it?
No,
we can say it, is that we actually took Sally ding-dong ditching. We were talking about the scene and going through it as we were breaking it down, on a script level. And then we were just like, do you want to go ding-dong dashing, ding-dong ditching? Sally's like, yes,
like,
I'd love to.
And then we rang up Billy.
It was like 1 a.m. We rang up Billy. Like, hey, you want to come ding-dong ditching with Sally? He's like, yeah, all right.
He's like, yeah, all right, well, let's go. And then so we all went around like ding-dong ditching. We got on camera, we got a shot, so it's so funny.
And there's like...
Every house we went past, Sally was coming up with an excuse not to go to that house. The blinds. I don't like the blinds of that house.
That tree looks a little odd, like trying to really not have to do it. And then, the house that she did end up ding-dong ditching had a camera at the front of it. So the funny part is if they woke up in the morning and looked and recognized Sally, if you just got ding-dong ditched.
She actually got arrested for it, actually, yeah. We did a test, there was like a test screening. And this scene was both people's most favourite scene and the most hated scene.
Well, because it's
Because it's so violent. Like,
it's
it's one of those things, I think, like, when we, I guess with us, it's like, it's not that violent. Maybe stuff that we used to...
I mean, it's pretty violent.
The stuff the YouTube stuff or whatever.
This is like the sound of it. We couldn't fake the sound of it. There was a pass with the sound effects in there, and they sounded a little bit sound effecty, and you couldn't like that sound of metal against teeth is so specific. So when we were in the sound designer's office, I was like, "Do you want to just record me? Can you bring me a knife?" And so she brought in a knife, and I went to town chewing on some knives for this scene.
He was like clinking on his teeth. It was disgusting sounding.
But the sound is so incredible. How good does it sound?
And then this is the one like we had like Oliver Jonah like with a foam knife in his mouth chewing, and then there was like a head. We recreated a head. So the part where it like goes through his lip and things like that is like a prosthetic head, and then we did that with a real knife, like slicing up through his lip. So prosthetics team, Larry, who's incredible, had this like bit of the mouth that you could like cut up, you know.
Yeah.
But see, it's like, oh god, it looks horrifying. Like, imagine being on a walking trail and you turn around and then there's this happening. There's a big crane overhead.
Yeah, there's always people coming
Oliver's
past.
tummy's fluttering, blah, 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 like a monster, and he's screaming.
And this as well, like even the VHS stuff and like, shooting that stuff, everything shot on actual VHS cameras, because you can always tell that post effect. And I hate that post look where you fake the static and you fake the look of the that VHS. So like I hate those presets or like doing it in digital. I love the sound work
Here. You can hear it.
Are you trying to? Yeah, people can hear it, can't they?
Do you guys hear that? They won't hear it because you won't shut the fuck up and let them listen.
Yeah, I'm trying to give my commentary some breaks and stuff. Mark says I'm talking too much.
Joking.
No.
You're doing great. I don't think anyone's listening right now. But let's continue.
For the 2 people listening, we do appreciate you purchasing the Blu-ray and having a listen. We hope you're learning something. Michael was asleep under this bed. This is the most embarrassing story. We were recording this, and we were recording this really tender moment, and there was like this snoring, and I was like, "Oh, Sora's snoring." And it was like, Sora sounds like she's snoring like a man.
I feel so bad, but
And then it was Michael under the bed.
I was under the bed with the monitor, and it was in between setups. And sometimes when you, it's slow in between setups. And I was under the bed, and it was like really dark, and I was just looking at the monitor, and I had a pillow in me, and I was just like dozed off. I was like, God, how long did this set up? And I just fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then in the next shot, doing this amazing performance, and I'm like,
everyone's like, who's snoring?
And I feel bad. Everyone thought it was Sora. Sora was like, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's coming from under the bed. And then Billy goes to look under the bed, and Danny's like, oh, roll up again. He's like, oh, he goes up again.
Do you know what's so funny is that that like Michael goes so hard when we're shooting, because like we edit on set, so when we're shooting we're editing, so Michael goes through these things like sometimes where he stays up for 2 to 3 days straight of like editing, coming to set, and this was just at the end of one of those like 3-day things. We just sort of crashed out,
and it was like the first time I'd laid down. And I was under the bed to like because I wanted to be in the room and like give direction from under the bed, and then I fell asleep
when we were doing those occult research as well. I dressed up as a character named Trevor, so I had this long sort of black wig on, and I dressed up in a certain way, and then I would just talk to these people and these occultists and like talk about these rituals and like learning about all different summoning spells. There was one woman that thought that she could turn into a cat. There was another guy that like practiced necromancy as well. And you hear about the toad ritual where they used to sacrifice toads for like good luck. Michael tries that one.
No, I had no part of that stuff. And then it was one of those things like, so for the table, it's to make it kind of almost fun for Jonah to eat, so it's not just because it's like balsa wood, but in the middle was chocolate. So he could eat it and it be kind of like nice in a way. Like you want to make it as comfortable as possible to do this stuff. So you see him like eating, there's like chocolate in the middle, and then he's eating it. It looks so horrific, but then after we called cut, he's still like chewing on the table. He's like, it's pretty good.
This is a really nice table.
But it looks nasty.
Oh my gosh, this is just so vicious. It's one of those things that you write and you don't think it's going to be that horrific, and then when you start shooting, you're like, God damn.
And that was an amazing prosthetic there where he could like pull off like a string off his arm. And this extra bite, we kept this second bite in there because we were like, it might get cut, like the rating, it might be too much, and they'll probably ask us to remove it, and then they did. So there's an extra bite in there, everyone, an extra bit of gore.
Like we'll remove that if they need to, if they're gonna.
Well, like they'll probably get us to cut this stuff, so we'll like put a little bit extra in.
But they were like, yeah, okay, keep it. Like, what?
Yeah.
All right, we're all in then. Dun-dun-dun. Watch out.
This was Sally Ann's final day here. So we had this. This is actually her with this prosthetics on her face to have like the mashed face. And she did like a rap speech after, and her face looked like this. And she's like, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. This is going to be a great movie. Even if it's shit, it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
And she has this
There's
complete
something
mashed
really special about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's shit, you know, we had a great time.
Yeah. And her face, like her doing like this speech, her face like that. It was hilarious.
I also want to apologize for how inarticulate we are and how dumb we sound. I do apologize for that. We're not the smartest people, are we?
We are dumb. So if you made it this far, congrats everybody.
We hope that you're not dumb on because of it.
Light, dark, light, dark.
Yes, we know, Michael. Spell out the themes. We know.
That's what you said at the beginning of the movie.
I did. Yep. So that was
Only
me.
when you see the good and the bad.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, so much.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate the support. Thank you. We apologize for the terrible commentary track.
Shut up.
Do you want to get knocked out?
Yep. Goodbye, everybody.
Farewell.